Hello everyone, a very good evening and welcome to Byju's Exam Prep. Welcome to the daily quiz. Now before we take up the quiz questions for today, I would like to remind you that we are starting one-on-one counseling for UPSC aspirants. If you guys are interested to know how to prepare for the exam, how to approach the UPSC syllabus, our counselors are there to help you out. All you have to do is share your details in the Google form, for which the link is provided in the pinned comment and the description box of this video. Just share your details and our counselors will get in touch with you. With this, let's begin with the first question for today. ISRO has recently declared that 2024 is going to be the year of Gaganyaan. What does this mean? Does it mean that ISRO has confirmed that it will be launching its first manned space flight by March 2024? In 2024, ISRO will be sending few Indian astronauts to space via manned missions of other countries? Or ISRO will be testing out various critical technologies and fine-tune them for the upcoming human spaceflight program, or none of the above? Amongst the given options, the correct answer would be option C. So let's understand why this topic has been chosen and what does ISRO mean by 2024 being the year of Gaganyaan. I've picked this topic from Indian Express. There's an article today that refers to the successful launch of XPOSat, which was launched by ISRO's PSLV rocket. So following the successful mission, ISRO has informed that 2024 will be the year of Gaganyaan. It has called it this year as the Gaganyaan year. So what does it mean? It means that ISRO will be testing out various critical technologies that are needed for India's first human space flight program. See, the actual mission might take place in 2025. That is the target year which has been set. So in the run-up to the mission, several critical technologies have to be tested out. For example, the abort test, which has to be done, along with the rescue systems to rescue the astronauts on board if required. Sometimes a manned mission might go wrong. So a lot of critical technologies related to abort sequence and the parachute drop sequence will have to be tested out. Apart from that, the crew module, the environment system maintained for the crew will have to be tested, along with the space clothing which will be used by the astronauts. So many such key technologies will have to be tested rigorously before actually sending astronauts into orbit. So the year of Gaganyaan essentially means that ISRO will be testing these critical technologies this year, and if everything goes well, by next year, ISRO will conduct the actual mission. So that is why option C was the right answer. Now let's look at the second question. Consider the following statements. The Production Linked Incentive Scheme, or the PLI scheme, was conceived to scale up domestic manufacturing capability. It applies only for mobile manufacturing and automobile sectors. It can lead to creation of jobs and as well as reduce import dependency. How many of these statements are correct? See, the PLI scheme, which was announced in 2020, was designed to boost domestic manufacturing in India. The idea was to promote the concept of Make in India, to make India self-sufficient in most of the key sectors. This incentive scheme has been extended to various sectors, totaling around 14. From mobile manufacturing to automobile to solar industry and many other industries are benefiting from the PLI scheme. It's not just these two sectors. That is why statement 2 is wrong. But definitely it can create more jobs. As domestic manufacturing increases, it will create more jobs and it will reduce our import dependency as well. So statement 3 is correct. The prime objective of PLI scheme is to incentivize the industry. The incentive is provided on the basis of the revenue that they generate. And if they are producing these commodities, these goods within India, and they will be eligible for these incentives. So 2 of these statements are correct. The right answer would be option B, only 2. Now, why did we pick up this article? Because today in the Indian Express, there's an article according to which the government has extended the PLI scheme for the automobile sector by 1 more year. It was supposed to end in the financial year 23-24, but now it's being extended for 1 more year, and that is why the topic was in news. So I have provided all the key details over here. Please make a note of it. It was launched in 2020, targeting three sectors initially: mobile manufacturing, electrical component manufacturing, and medical devices. Later, it has been extended to several more sectors. Both domestic and foreign companies which manufacture in India are eligible for these incentives. The incentive is entirely based on their overall revenue that they generate. And the goal is to boost domestic manufacturing and reduce our imports and to create more jobs in the Indian economy. Now, moving on to the third question. Simplified certification scheme of Department of Telecommunications is aimed at making spectrum auction more transparent and simple, introducing satellite internet to India, promoting ease of doing business, encouraging emissions reduction in the telecom sector. The correct answer is option C. This certification scheme has been introduced by the Department of Telecom to promote ease of doing business in the country. Let's understand the context. In the PIB, there is a press release from the Telecom Ministry which says that 37 more telecom products are being brought under simplified certification scheme. Is that clear? That is the news which has been reported by PIB. Now let's understand what this scheme is all about. See, the telecom equipment which is installed in our telecom infrastructure undergoes a rigorous verification and certification process to ensure its quality and also to ensure there are no security threats from the equipment which is being installed. A thorough certification is done by the Telecommunication Engineering Center, or the TEC, which is the technical arm of the Department of Telecom under the Ministry of Telecom. So this certification process, if it takes a lot of time, if there are a lot of delays, and if the companies have to pay a lot of fees for the certification, it harms the business environment. It makes it difficult to conduct business in India. So that is why the scheme was launched, wherein the department, through the Telecommunication Engineering Center, provides for easier certification process with minimal fees. That is the whole goal of this certification scheme. So several products are covered under it. Now 37 more products have been added. This could be optical fiber cables, routing and switching equipment. So all such telecom components which forms the backend of your telecom infrastructure are getting covered under the scheme, and it provides for faster approval, faster certification, thereby reducing the cost and the time for the companies. Is that clear? So essentially it is designed to create a more business-friendly environment to improve ease of doing business. So now, along with adding more products, the fees to be paid by the companies is also being waived off for some of these products. So it becomes easier for the companies to get the certification, reduces their cost, reduces their delays as well. So the right answer is option C. The goal is to promote ease of doing business in the telecom industry. Now let's look at question number 4. Consider the following statements. The Logistics Performance Index report is published by the World Bank. In 2023 report, India has reached the 22nd rank in international shipment category compared to the 44th rank in 2014. According to the report, Indian ports turnaround time has become better than USA, Australia and Singapore. How many of these statements are correct? All the three given statements are correct, hence option C is the right answer. See, the Logistics Performance Index report is published by the World Bank. In the 2023 report, India's ranking had improved significantly, especially in the international shipment category. We were ranked at the 22nd position, which is a big improvement compared to the 44th rank we held in 2014. And the turnaround time at Indian ports has improved significantly because we are able to quickly unload the ships and turn the ships around due to improved logistics at Indian ports. So the turnaround time has gone down significantly compared to even better ports present in Australia, US and Singapore. So all three statements are right. Now, why are we discussing this? We have taken up this topic because there is a press release from the Ministry of Ports, Shippings and Waterway that provides a year-end review of the functioning and the achievements of the ministry. So this report, which you can find on the PIB's website, it talks about World Bank's Logistics Performance Index report that mentions India's improved rank, the turnaround time which has improved at Indian ports. It's brought down to just 0.9 days. A ship which docks at an Indian port can be turned around after unloading and reloading within 0.9 days, within less than 1 day. This is better than even other state-of-the-art ports present in countries like US, Australia, and Singapore. In fact, even the container dwell time, the duration for which the container dwells at a port, has been brought down in India to just around 3 days compared to 4 days in UAE and South Africa, 7 days in the US, 10 days in Germany. Because after the containers are unloaded from a ship, right, the duration for which it remains at the port also matters. If you have better logistics, you will move the containers quickly. In Indian ports, the containers are being removed from the port within 3 days. But in other countries, it's taking more time, which points towards improved shipping logistics, port logistics in India. Now, this review report of the Ministry of Ports and Shipping actually has a lot of important information. So I'm giving you a small exercise. Please go to the PIB's website, find this article, and go through this entire article. You'll come across many other achievements and initiatives of the ministry, such as National Logistics Portal, Sagar Manthan, Sagar Setu mobile app, and many others. The exercise I'm giving you is that go through this article, make a note of all the key points, come up with a small summary, and mention that in the comments below. Let's see how many of you can do this, and I'll pick the best 3 summaries tomorrow, and I'll mention your names. In the session, I'll take your names and mention the best summaries of this particular report. So please go through it, take it as a small exercise, and summarize this in few lines and post that in the comments, and I'll take your name tomorrow. Now let's take up a practice question from 2023 prelims. Consider the following statements. The Stability and Growth Pact of European Union is a treaty that limits the levels of budgetary deficit of the countries of the EU, makes countries of EU to share their infrastructure facilities, enables countries of EU to share their technologies. How many of the statements are correct? The Stability and Growth Pact of European Union essentially places restrictions on the budgetary deficit, the fiscal deficit of countries of EU. The goal is to encourage sustainable borrowing, to limit the debt burden of EU countries, and ensure that the deficit is within manageable levels. It does not deal with sharing of infrastructure or technology. Both are incorrect. So the right answer is option A, only one. Now coming to fact of the day. The Environment Ministry has brought out a press release on the PIP website that deals with the GRAP, Graded Response Action Plan, which is implemented in the Delhi NCR region to tackle air pollution, especially during the winter season. To improve the air quality index in the Delhi NCR region, a set of emergency measures are implemented under GRAP, Graded Response Action Plan. So the committee which implements it has decided to revoke stage 3 measures. Under stage 3, a lot of extreme measures are taken to curb air pollution, to improve air quality. Now that air quality has improved over the last few days, the stage 3 measures are being revoked, but stage 1 and stage 2 measures are going to continue, according to this article. So let's understand what exactly is GRAP. What is the Graded Response Action Plan? So please note that this is a set of emergency measures that are implemented to tackle the levels of air pollution in the Delhi NCR region. It is implemented by CAQM, the Center for Air Quality Monitoring for the Delhi NCR region. This has been approved by the Supreme Court as well in 2016 in the MC Mehta versus Union of India case. Because prior to this arrangement being created, there was an Environmental Protection Authority or EPCA, which was dealing with air quality in the Delhi NCR region during the winter season. As you know, Delhi and NCR region covering UP, parts of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, they suffer from very poor air quality that affects livelihood and economy in the region. So to manage the pollution levels, there was a Environmental Protection Authority which was implementing certain measures. This was replaced by the CAQM, the Center for Air Quality Monitoring for Delhi NCR region. So this authority implements this action plan, a graded response action plan. As the name itself tells you, it's a graded response action plan, meaning it's an incremental step. Step-by-step emergency measures are implemented depending on the air quality. Now, in this authority, in the CAQM, there are officials from the state pollution control boards and the central pollution control board, along with some experts. So that is the composition of CAQM. So this committee decides as to what emergency measures have to be implemented depending on the air quality in the Delhi NCR region. If the air quality index is in the poor category, that is if AQI is between 201 to 300, then stage 1 measures will automatically kick in. Like there are some restrictions placed on old diesel and petrol vehicles. Few limited restrictions are implemented. If air quality deteriorates further to very poor category, then stage 2 measures come into place. Especially the hot spots are identified through real-time monitoring and measures are taken to regulate the usage of diesel generators. Few restrictions are placed on construction and industrial activities as well. Then comes stage 3, when air quality deteriorates to severe category, where a lot of restrictions are implemented on both petrol and diesel vehicles. Schools are suspended to protect the school-going children, and construction activities and factories and power plants in the region are also brought under very strict regulations, and sometimes they're ordered to shut down as well. Then comes the last stage, stage 4, when air quality drops to the severe plus category. Serious extreme measures are brought in. Vehicles can be banned entirely, especially diesel vehicles, or odd even schemes are implemented. Then power plants are ordered to shut down entirely. Certain factories will be stopped from operating. Construction activities will be fully stopped. Such extreme measures are brought in under the last steps. So this is called the GRAP, the Graded Response Action Plan. So with this, I would like to conclude my discussion for today. I hope you guys have liked the session. If you did, do let me know in the comments. Press the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And before I end the session, also remember we have started one-on-one counseling for UPSC aspirants. You just have to share your details in the Google form, for which the link is provided in the pinned comment and in the description box below. So that is it for today. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.